Good morning, everybody. It's Coach Joe, and
Coach Dean.
we're sitting here by the pool in Scottsdale, Arizona, hanging out. Just a couple of guys talking about running.
Hanging. You know where we are, Joe?
Cool.
Do you know where we are?
Where are we?
We, today, are outside of Runner's Condo.
Runner's Condo.
Runner's Condo.
Actually, it's Coach's Condo.
It's Coach's Condo, too.
Coach's Condo.
Yeah.
Welcome to Coach's Condo. We're here, we're talking.
Sounds like a Coach's Condo. As the track
what would
turns.
that program be about? Yeah.
It's a soap opera.
Excellent. So, Coach Dean, I'm traveling, as is often the case.
Yeah.
Our topic today that you wanted to talk about was kind of similar. You're talking about one of your people that has a schedule that shakes around. So let's go there.
Talk about replacement workouts and adapting schedules. Do you know some runners who look at a schedule and if it's kind of like concrete and it's every last little thing, and if they miss anything, God, the world's ending or they're out of shape suddenly because they miss a workout. When in reality, life happens. And one of the keys for all of us being in life and not having this day life where we can just do anything anywhere, also work, have kids, have all these obligations, is sometimes you have to change, we have to be flexible, and we have to adapt to our real life schedules and still get our workouts in. So I was thinking about that, especially I thought about you and how we did your program last fall, worked with the flexibility of it, and then this other runner I have currently who has a very unique schedule, and changing that around. Now you're a real flexible guy.
Yeah.
You don't look at it as written in stone.
Flexible, that's what I was doing.
I was wondering what that was actually. I thought it was a cramp or something.
No, it's funny because you bring up that some people really like things to be really scheduled. And normally when coaches put together training plans, they are every day of the week. Monday through Sunday, this is your workout schedule. And a couple of years ago with my private clients, I moved to schedules where I just list their workouts and they don't have days on them.
How does that work?
Well, some people really like it and some people hate it. They say, well, what days do I have to do these workouts? And, sometimes I'll do a sort of an advisory guideline. Like, I would suggest you do this long run on the weekend.
Right.
But, and you're probably not going to want to do these two workouts back to back because it will kill you. But I've, the approach that I've often moved to is here are your 5 workouts for the week. You decide which days you want to do them based on how you're feeling. Because mentally, there's a little bit of a break there.
Yeah, it is interesting. You mentioned, again, that personality of the rigidness of wanting that schedule exactly how it's supposed to be versus, well, here are my workouts. I've done those too, and I get that same reaction.
Right.
So here, what I want to talk about then is what are some guidance that we would give someone based on that. So let's do the more dramatic. The one runner I have happens to have a week on of work and a week off.
Yeah.
The week on, he literally has like, I think, 10, 12 plus hour days, and we're lucky to get 2 workouts in that week. And then it's the other week that he's basically off for 7 days. So, hard, easy principle. The easy, in this case, as opposed to going hard one day, easy the next, and getting recovery, we kind of make it a little bit broader. We have what's called a macro or meso kind of cycle here, where we're going to have an easy week and then a much harder week, and know that by the end of that week he wants some time off. So we do two workouts during his off week. That's what he can fit in. I don't care what days he gets them in, and they typically be, he's a marathoner, so they'll typically be goal paced, bang for the buck kind of workout, maybe a tempo run. That's it. I don't care what days he gets them done.
Yep.
The other week, we got 6 workouts, and it's much higher. So his weekly mileage looks very strange.
Yeah.
One week it's 15 miles, and the next is 45.
Yep.
But that works. So there's an example of
Why
adapting.
why does that work? What's the science behind that allows that to work? Because it's basically recovery or sort of maintenance for a week and then harder training for the next week.
So it goes back again to that principle of hard, easy. When we stress our bodies, we break it down, and we allow the easy days to rebuild our body. That's the principle. We're taking it one step further of doing it by the week. By the way, this works for phases of training. This works for seasons of training. And at the Olympic level, it's years of training. They'll have down years versus up years. So no, this is not just where we typically think of hard easy as a hard day or a hard workout and then an easy or two recovery day. So this is just extrapolating from that same theory. So that, but notice on the easy week, it's not a couple of jogging runs.
Right.
So
they have to be worthwhile.
They do. In 7 days, you could lose conditioning if you did nothing. So the 2 runs that he does are bang for your buck, higher paced workouts, get out, get them done, be done. And then the other week mimics a typical training week, but perhaps a little bit higher mileage, as long as it's going to be a little bit longer, and less rest days in that given week. And so you're just using that hard, easy principle, but expanding a little bit.
Yeah, and what is his progress been?
Exceptional. He'll be a Boston qualifier, which will be the first time, and he loves it. It works with his work schedule, and it was something he had never really thought. He always thought, how am I going to struggle through getting 5 or 6 workouts in on the week that I'm working?
Right.
And to him, that was daunting. Yeah. And to have someone who was able to adapt the science to him is very, very beneficial.
So that's a really key point. Is a lot of people feel that they have to work out every day, right? And so we're talking about in these hard, easy periods and things, but sort of more generally, you have to work out every day. I think the answer we always come back to is no. It's quality over quantity.
Yeah.
That's what we always say. And so, this is another thing that a lot of my runners are seeing is they're saying there's a lot less miles on their plans, and they get surprised by that. I had recently had somebody who came to me who she had been coach shopping. People do that; they shop around, and everyone else had her between 70 and 100 miles, and I think I peaked her out maybe at 55, and she was kind of concerned. But she said she liked the plan best, the way I had it outlined. So there is a lot of that out there, and there's a lot of people really think that you do have to hit it every day.
I have a runner who's actually up in the Portland area, and he also came from a 70-plus mile weeks. Came to me initially. It was like, wait, you got me running 45 miles a week. When he started doing the workouts, of course, because they're
a lot harder.
They're harder. He's realizing he runs right now fastest he's ever run. Another Boston qualifier. Now he's looking for sub 3 hours. It is interesting, that twist, that you don't need all these extra garbage miles. You don't have to be running 7 days a week. But using that and being flexible is what can get you where you need to be. It doesn't have to be written in stone. It doesn't have to be every day.
Yeah, this is something that we see a lot when people will say, not only do I have to run for fitness every day, but I'm going to get fat if I don't run every day or I don't work out every day.
Sure.
And generally, that's related to not having the right mix of workouts, which is what we're doing. So let's take your easy day or your easy week, hard week guy, and how does he manage his diet on his off weeks?
He's fortunate. He doesn't have a big issue with that. But if you did, there is no doubt you can't sit there. Well, you shouldn't anyway. Just because you run doesn't mean you can go and eat anything you want. Remember, you go run a mile, and it's approximately 100 calories. You run 35 miles in a week. It's only 3,500 calories. That's not a lot of extra. So this concept of running and being able to eat extra is wrong.
Yeah, that's right.
So certainly, if it is a down week where you're not running as much, look, you do have to monitor what you eat. It's what goes in here. Yeah. And if you can't reduce that and keep that under control, certainly there's a possibility of gaining weight when you're not doing it. So how much you supplement, that's when, if you can, doing cross training and doing other things. But the number one way is keep it out of your mouth in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. So the next thing would be like sleep and rest. Does when you're on a hard, easy cycle like that, is there going to be problems with? Does he have problems with?
He does not report it, but that is possible. And again, it's highly unique. And here's where you and I know this, but many of the average runners are out there, and you're trying to do your best, you're trying to follow different schedules, that you've downloaded and that you've done all these things. More power to you to try and make some structure in your program. But until you have someone who you can bounce those things off of, hey, is this normal? Wait, I'm not sleeping well. Is that a sign of overtraining? Or I'm not doing too much? Or this, that, and other. Until you have someone, and that's the value of having a coach, that you can drop an email to and say, look, here's what's happening. What adjustments should I make today or tomorrow or this next day? I feel I'm going down the cold. Should I run? Shouldn't I? All these kinds of things to make adaptations to your schedule to know if I have to eliminate a workout this week, which one do I eliminate?
And yeah, that's something that if you make sure to tell your coach, right? If you have a coach, when you're not going to be able to maintain your workouts, because what we will do, we'll look at which workouts we can drop,
Yep.
right? And I always prioritize the workouts. They're always listed from like 1 to 5 or 1 to 6, and I say, do number 1 first, and if you're going to drop something, drop the higher numbers, and that's it. Because you're trying, this quality over quantity principle is that we want you to get the most bang for your buck when you can work out.
Right. Exactly.
And there's going to be flexibility in that, right? So the plan is probably, if you could do everything we wanted you to do, you read it that way. This would be everything we would give you to do. We don't necessarily expect that you're going to get that every week, and so make smart choices when you have to drop workouts.
And if you have to drop in 1 week, again, the good thing about having a coach, I can make those adaptations. Here's the biggest error. I don't know if you see this. I'll have someone who'll email me, I couldn't get today's workout in. Can I do it tomorrow morning and then do tomorrow's workout in the evening and try and double up to make up for? You can't make up for a workout. It's gone. And now you're begging injury and all kinds of things if you try and do that. So again, that's when you need that sounding board. You need that coach to say, time out. Let's eliminate that one. Instead, tomorrow do this. Or maybe it's a really bad week. You only get a couple right. What do we do next week? Great. We're going to swap some. Maybe it's that big 20-miler for your marathon. We're going to swap it out. We're going to do it next week. Do something else, and mishmash that around to make it work for the individual. So.
Well, any last words on this topic? No?
I have no last words.
No last words. I think we flogged this one to death. Danced around an important issue, which is, as we always say, quality over quantity. Make the right choices, and don't feel like you have to be a slave to your schedule. Just make sure you get the right workouts in. So we'll leave that one here, and we'll be back with another episode real soon. Thank you for joining us.